Welcome back, Troglodytes, to your daily dose of guitar information, the Trogly's Guitar Show. Today we're going to check out a couple of really interesting custom orders from the Music Zoo. Now, if you're not familiar with the Music Zoo, this is a shop in New York. I think they actually recently moved, something like that. But my favorite thing about this shop is their ballsiness to custom order one-off guitars occasionally. So, like, look at this thing, a custom shop double neck Jazzmaster in a bass 6. Oh, that's silly. It seems Fender's been going a little bit crazy on these double neck guitars lately. But hey, I'm glad that there's a dealer out there brave enough to stock this stuff. Because this is not a guitar for everybody. This is for like a niche collector or somebody who wants an attention-getting piece. And I really appreciate the fact that they have a wide selection of both new and used guitars. And this is not a sponsored video by any means. I've only bought a couple of guitars from these guys. But when it comes to advertising Gibson's custom shop made-to-measure program, I think these guys do it best. You can also place orders with Sweetwater, and I believe Chicago Music Exchange is another one. I'm not sure if Wildwood does that or not. But if somebody's a custom shop dealer, usually they can give you some sort of access to this program where you can, custom build anything you want if you've got the pockets for it. But this little page that they made on their website, it's so beautiful. You can actually go to this shop and pick stuff out, so you can see some ideas. You can actually legitimately pick out a top right there at the shop, and then they'll send it over to Gibson to use for your exact guitar. You've got a bunch of neck blanks, so you can choose the one that's right for you. You can actually see the different types of weight relieving, even all the way down to finish samples. And here's all the models that you can custom order. I mean, you can do some crazy finishes. I'm really hoping that we can have some fun with the custom shop made to measure program next year here on my channel. I'll do a couple of custom builds. But for today, let's go ahead and check out these two very interesting SGs that the Music Zoo just did. Starting with this one. They are calling it the Gibson Custom Shop Made to Measure SG Special Triple Humbucker Aniline Die. Okay, so I saw this thing in my Reverb feed and I was like, that is very attractive to me, despite being such a plain and boring guitar. For comparison's sake, let's go ahead and check out one of these. This is a 63 SG Special reissue. It's brand new and they only want $32.99 for it. This is from the exact same dealer. So the normal ones, they'll have two P90 pickups here, a wraparound bridge. You get a beveled pickguard that's multi-ply and super pointy horns. I love the contours of these vintage styled SGs. And you'll notice that the pickguard actually contains the tenon cover. As far as knobs, they're reflectors. You get the output jack on the front. Face of the headstock, it looks like we get the button style tuners, regular Gibson logo, nothing too special going on, and a custom shop case. But now let's flip over to this one. Now you guys see why this thing is so vastly different. It's kind of become an SG Standards body, but yet it still has the SG Special kind of going on up here. You can see they've already upgraded it to Grover tuners, so that's a nice plus. That kind of gives it a standard feel. But it still has that wraparound bridge, and now get this. 3 humbuckers. I love how compact that looks. And instead of having a pickguard over here, they've given it a tenon cover, kind of like one of the standards. And now check out the color. This one's a little bit brighter, but this one, since they use the aniline dyes, I mean, it's very, very dark. Now, sometimes that just varies depending on the mahogany body. Like this one's got a lot of tight wood grain, whereas this one's a little bit more ringy. That just depends example to example. But there's something about this that's just so attractive to me, and I don't even understand it myself. But I'm glad to know that I am not 100% alone on this one, because even though it was listed for a ridiculous $5,199, I mean, that's nearly $2,000 more than the regular SG, but it's sold within 24 hours. I was shocked by that, but at the same time, I get it. I totally understand. There's something truly magnificent about this custom-ordered SG Special. The markup seems a bit crazy, but I guess, it's a made-to-measure thing. Like, I was really hoping maybe it had a Brazilian board, and that's where the extra $2,000 came from, but it doesn't say that in the spec sheets online. But hey, if you're not quite interested in this one, wait till you see this second one. Oh yeah, that's right, we've got a TV yellow version, but this time, instead of 3 humbuckers, we've got triple P90s, that's right. Now you could say that this reminds you of the Gary Clark Jr. signature SGs, and if you said that, you would indeed be correct. That'd be a much cheaper way to get an SG within this color, but it wouldn't be a wrap tailpiece. You can check out this review for more information on those. Kind of an interesting lore behind that particular model and finish. But look, you don't have any tenon cover here. There's no pick guard. It just looks so liberating and free. And what's kind of interesting about this is if you look over here, it's all tight and compact. Some people don't like triple pickup guitars because there's less room for them to pick. They feel like they've been limited. This guitar, it kind of solves that issue by getting rid of that. So you can strum just right before the neck and right before the bridge without getting all on top of your pickups. As far as the rest of this guitar, I mean, it's just a TV yellow finish. I think I'd love this guitar's design even more if we just didn't have a bridge pickup and it's just a neck in the middle. It would look so silly. You've got the regular dot inlays with a bound rosewood fretboard. Interestingly enough, they decided to go with the vintage tuners on this one. Historic styled 3 on a side with the buttons. That is bizarre that they chose that for this one, but they went Grovers on the other one. Maybe that's why it's sold. Even though if I was just choosing between the two of them based on playability, I would probably go with this one. But if I was going seriously just based on looks, it would have to be this. There's something special about it. Unfortunately, the spec sheets for either of these don't tell us how they're wired up because Gibsons can be wired up in a multitude of ways when it comes to these 3 pickups. So traditionally, the down position is just your bridge pickup, then your middle position would actually be the combination of your middle and bridge for kind of a single coil-esque tone, and then your neck position is just your neck pickup. But there's some people that'll actually wire these up as a master tone and then 3 individual volume controls for each of those. If you want to check out a really cool model, back in the late 50s, a guy named Mickey Baker custom ordered a guitar that had a slanted row of 3 knobs and a master tone control where the toggle switch used to be. So instead of selecting a pickup with a switch, you would actually just blend them in with your volume controls. So you could have a little bit of neck, a little bit of bridge, a little bit of in the middle. And that model is known as the Mickey Baker Master Tone because, you know, it's got the master tone on the upper horn. That's a very rare guitar that they briefly reissued. If you want to check one of those out in depth, visit this video when I reviewed one of those. And hey, if you need to justify the additional asking prices on these, they're actually getting those really fancy cases, the same ones that we found on the Tony Iommi Monkey SGs. Those were also SG specials, but they were 15 grand. So I guess that makes these $5,000 asking prices and $5,200 seem rather cheap. But when compared to a regular special, I don't understand the markup, but you know, it has to come down to that made to measure stuff. It appears the yellow one's still available if you are interested. I'll leave a link in the description. But one last one that we can talk about. It's this one again. Longtime viewers of the show will remember this guitar. The Music Zoo custom ordered one, and then I ended up getting it after somebody who had purchased it sold it later on. And I fell in love with this guitar. I called it the Queen of Clean because it just had absolutely fantastic clean tones. It was the best guitar I had ever played as far as clean. I distinctly remember not liking the distorted tones, but hey, clean was great. But the one downside of that, I think it was a 2018, it had a Richlight fretboard. So when I saw that they custom ordered another one of these here in 2020 now that they've done ebony again, I got really excited. So I checked out the spec sheet and sure enough, ebony fretboard on this one. So if you like more traditional woods instead of the Richlight, they do have one of these available. And it was brand new. I think it was like 7 grand or something. And then it disappeared and came back. So now it's used. So $47.99. Funny story about that one. It took like 8 to 9 months to sell this guitar. But when it sold, I had 2 people fighting over it to the point where somebody actually purchased it. And he was offering the other guy $1,000 just to not buy it so he can buy it from me. And the guy wanted it too much. He did not accept that offer. And so that guy was looking into custom ordering one for himself. I'm not sure if he ever did that, but hey, if you're still watching, this one is available. It's a different guitar, but it's here. So for our playing demo today, let's go ahead and check out the Queen of Clean. The only question left, which made-to-measure program guitar would you choose? Leave your answers down in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you tomorrow on the next episode. Take care!